I had someone ask me if being empathetic was why things were so difficult for them on their path. And one of the things about awakening is it actually makes you more empathetic. It makes you more wide open. You feel everything much more deeply. And that's a beautiful thing because there's a merging with life when you're empathetic. There's a merging with the field. And, you know, you have more of a spectrum of experience. And I think that's what a soul really loves about being in form. Is our souls want a wider range, a wider spectrum of experience, right? A wider spectrum of feeling and sensation. That's why I wrote that quote, or life wrote it through me or something. You must be willing to go all the way down to go all the way up. It's like our souls are not judging inner states, whether they're super low or super high, as the mind would define high and low, right? Our souls are here for a richness of experience, to know itself in a new depth in form. That is an incredible bird. Like for me, empathetic, I literally can feel oneness with animals, with trees, with the energy field of where I'm at, with another human, of course. Things get more and more psychic. You can start to just know what a person's thinking, and not in an intrusive way. And sometimes you can almost kind of just not pay attention because there's so much information. The field just gets so opened up that, you know, you can choose what to pay attention to and what not to pay attention to. And that can be helpful as well. So not only as I could see how being empathetic could be perceived as a problem, and I know so many of you feel so deeply, and it can feel so overwhelming. But one of the things to really balance this out is strength, is rooting deeper into presence. That's what this kind of gift of being super psychic or super open or empathetic or whatever word we want to call it, that's what it kind of requires. It requires us to balance that out with this rootedness, like in the root chakra, in the earth, in our feet, in our bones, in who and what we truly are. Because who and what we truly are isn't knocked over by any emotion, by any feeling, by any sensation, right? And this is like a work in progress too. This is something we continue to grow in and cultivate, this inner strength, this inner presence. You know, identifying with thoughts is, if you're super psychically open and you're identifying with thoughts and you're identifying with emotions, it's going to be a bit of a bumpy ride. You know, you're going to feel ungrounded. You're going to feel overwhelmed. But if you're able to like find that place within you that just witnesses thoughts, that allows for emotions to pass through, and you're able to just stay there, stay rooted there, then you're going to experience your empathetic nature for what it is, a major gift, a huge blessing, like this capacity to be one with life and to feel like something in you wants to feel everything. It wants to be wide open. It wants to even have heartbreak. It wants to go through devastation. It wants the whole ride, you know, it's here for all of it. And that place in you, I would call it, is your true self, because your true self, nothing's too much for your true self. And so if you're feeling bowled over by your empathetic nature, it's just life trying to guide you into deepening into your strength, into rooting more fully into presence itself. This is a really amazing ride when you experience it as pure presence, right? Now, if you're experiencing it through your mind, which is, it's like an element of the ride. But if you're, like, here's the thing, if you're rooted deeply in presence, experiencing it through your mind at times is fine. But if you're experiencing it just through your mind and just through your emotions, that's when things get to be too much, right? And so if you're rooted deeply in your presence, then yeah, you can experience it through your mind as a layer. You can experience it through your emotions as a layer. But that's not, you recognize that's not all that's happening here. That's just, those are just textures of this experience, you know? And the more that those are just textures, the more you can actually play in them with freedom, and you don't get so sunk or drowned by them when there's a heaviness there. And I could still get sunk and drowned by my emotions and thoughts. So it's having the humility, like, you know, it can happen, but it's always just a reminder of like, oh, I'm overly identifying with my thoughts and my feeling nature. So as empaths, it's beautiful we have such a deep feeling nature and that we're so psychically open. We can basically see you can see everything after a while. You can see thoughts. You can literally just see everything, right? And that's a beautiful thing and incredible. Yeah, it's like, see, you can see geometry or something and patterns, and all of it's revealed. But you know, if we're just in those places, our feeling nature and our mind nature, our kind of like our psychic nature, it's going to start to feel ungrounded. And so we need to take time every single day to cultivate this connection to who and what we truly are. We need to take time every day to see what it's like to live without being identified with our thoughts and our story that's consistently going in our mind. And what is it like to live without being so pulled by emotion and so invested in believing every feeling that arises, right? But a lot of us are kinesthetic, and our feelings like are a guide map too. I don't want to dismiss anything. I just want you guys to know, like, if you're super psychic and super open, it's going to require a fuckload of presence to ground that, to stay rooted, and to not get bowled over. And sometimes you got to get bowled over a million times before you become a boulder. Before, you know, it's like you get kind of just toppled, but eventually you grow back so strong that you can't be toppled. I don't know. I'm just kind of free-flowing here. I think you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. It's just strength. You guys got to get a lot of strength, and don't be afraid of yourself. Don't be afraid of your presence. A lot of y'all are, I think, afraid of yourself, so you keep running to your mind. And I know that because I do the same thing. You're so afraid of yourself. I'm talking to myself. We don't got to be afraid of ourselves. Capital S, self. That's where we rest. And a lot of us don't want to let go of the little me, right? We don't want to let go of our narrative. We don't want to let go of our weakness. We don't want to step into our power. We don't want that. It's unfamiliar. It's scary. Why would we want the unfamiliar and the scary? Let's just stay small, and let's just stay with this story of I can't handle this, you know? Many of us don't want to let go of that story. But that's okay too. That's okay. Eventually you'll get sick of it. Eventually you'll just be like, all right, I'm tired. I'm tired of going this way, of being identified with something that's an illusion. I think I'll just rest in what's true and what's real. And when you rest there, then you're free to be as empathetic and open and as psychic as you'd like. And actually, like I keep saying, your true nature just wants more and more and more. It wants deeper and deeper and deeper sensation and experience and feeling and psychic capacities. And it's not like for gain either. It's not like trying to get something with those things. It's not like, oh, I'm going to become a psychic and then I'm going to live in Sedona and I'm going to be rich. That is hilarious. And if that's something if that's what you want, cool. But I'm just saying your true nature doesn't care about any of that shit. Maybe you have a life path where that's been prescribed for you in this lifetime and that's what you're gonna be, and that's cool. But like your true nature is it just enjoys being open for the sake of being open, you know? Your true nature doesn't need anything or want anything. It's already all the way full and complete. It's just here to have an experience of contrast, of light and dark and up and down, and you know, falling in love and getting your heart broken, success and failure. It loves the whole fucking thing, and you can be in it, you can be the story. That's perfect too. You can witness it, you can do both. They're all just layers of experience, and none of it's wrong. It's not wrong to get lost in your thoughts or your emotions. That's fine. But if you want a different experience where you feel rooted and, you know, where you feel strong, then it's going to require you to get in touch with your true nature, and to make it a real thing where you are consistently going back and trying to root deeper into that place. And life will necessitate that will happen for you, that has to happen for you, because so many of you are so open and there's so many streams of energy flowing through your energy fields. Like you're having to deepen, you're having to cultivate more presence just to hold your experience. And whether you are drugged there or you voluntarily go there, life's gonna make you become more awake to what you really are. It's like you're gonna get there one way or the other, because you have to, because there's so many energies right now and there's so much awakening going on. You're all going to become more enlightened, whether you like it or not. And that's the pathway to seeing that your empathetic nature is not a problem. It's a fucking gift. It is not a problem. It is a gift. Always. It can feel like a curse. It can feel like a problem if we are not rooted deeply enough in our power, in our strength, in our I am presence. So if it feels like a problem, just know that it's time to deepen. Life is trying to point you towards yourself, capital S, self. That's really all life is ever trying to do, in a way. All right, I don't know. This was a pretty wild video, but this is how it's flowing. Much love.